Welcome to the Spotlight live from Washington, D.C. Today I have a very special group of individuals from the heartland of Manyu, a land so dear to my heart. And there is a Manyu Cultural Festival here in the Washington metropolitan area. So I have with me today, I think the Manyu people have brought a prince out all the way from Manyu, but the Manyu here in the DMV, to tell us about the wonderful pride of Manyu, which is their cultural heritage. I am here in the studio with Chief Prince Enobika, who is the president of Manyu Element Cultural Association, popularly known as MECA, here in the DMV, who will be sharing us the range of activities and why at this time that they felt that there is a need for a cultural festival to showcase the pride of Manyu, the tradition and the norms that define the people from Manyu division of the Southwest region in Cameroon. And also in the studio is Mr. Oben Enes, representing one of the subdivisions in Manyu, a Umojok subdivision, and also doubles as a finance person for the festival. Mr. Oben Enes is an insurance agent. I would have him do a quick presentation of himself. And then remotely we joined by one of our finest, Ma Ernestine Enombi, who also happens to be my in-law from the Bachontai Kingdom. She would be joining us remotely to also help guide us the role that the re-energized Manyu community, particularly when it comes to the women, and also the proud people from the Memphis Central subdivision. Chief, welcome. I would give you the honor of place to introduce yourself, and then we would go over to the lady, and then I will come back in studio to my brother and friend, Mr. Enes Oben.
Thank you very much for having me, and I really appreciate the opportunity that you have offered us to come here and be able to share the perspective of the festival that's coming up, and that's going to be on the 4th of July. Actually, it's the 3rd and the 4th of July, a couple of days from now. I am Prince Enobika Shwabo, and I am the president of MECA DC. And MECA DC is simply the Manyu Culture and Development Association. That is an association that encompasses all the other groups that is supposed to encompass all the other groups under one umbrella. So we are here to tell the public about this upcoming event, which entails showcasing our culture that in the DMV area, to showcase the Manyu culture that has laid pretty dormant for a little while, for quite a while, due to several reasons that we might have time. If we do have time, we might shed light on. But we do have a very rich culture that should not sit dormant. It needs to be exposed. And today that has come to, that is coming to realization thanks to all the efforts of every son and daughter in the DMV, which we truly appreciate. And sitting by me here, Mr. Enes Oben is the engine, the heartbeat of this festival, because without him, a couple of people that are working with him in the finance direction, in the finance department, we would not be talking about realistically having a cultural festival in the DMV this July.
Thank you, Chief Nobika. Minus, let me bring you in. How is the vibe? Why at this time?
Thank you so much for inviting me to join this amazing family, my brothers. You asked why this time? It's been a while, it's been a long time coming. People have been hearing about other small groups in Manyu. I think this is the best time for all of us to come together as our daughters, sons, brothers, sisters, mothers, and fathers from Manyu Division and do something under one umbrella. Now, the excitement is real. The women are getting everything ready. We are so excited. The only thing that is delaying is July is taking too long to come. I'm happy to be here. I'm Dr. Ernestine Enombi Bissong. I'm representing Memphis Central. I am also one of the advisors of a member Baltimore and the PRO of a Mojo Family Association, Manyu a Mojo. Thank you for having me.
Dr. Ernestine Enombi. I will be coming back to you. Mr. Ernest Oben, I think it would not surprise me to say you are the heartbeat. They say where the money is, that's where the stuff happens. I am hopeful that before we leave the studio, some of the money will be pouring here in the studio. I see you, let's say you are an insurance agent with Shalom Insurance Group. How do you assess the preparations so far?
Okay, good afternoon. My name is Ernest Oben. I'm glad to be here, and I want to thank Mr. Chivechu Tabenya Brado for such a wonderful job for getting us in studio. Like the chief and Dr. Mrs. Ernestine Enombi Bissong has said it all. We have been lying so dormant as a people from Manyu Division. We came here and met the older generation, and they told us Manyu has ever been first, leads all the other groups. So now what has happened is we led the groups and then we went extinct. So we are putting in this effort to make sure that we bring all sons and Manyu together. Despite all the subgroups, this is not particular or specific to any group. We want every son and daughter of Manyu to come. We commune together on the weekend of July 4th. Actually, we start with a meet and greet on Friday, and then on Saturday is the D-Day. So again, I want to thank you. I am in the finance committee. At the same time, I'm representing the Umojok subdivision. And we all know that without finance, nothing works. So those who are listening to me, who are yet to chip in something, once I leave the studio, I'm going to start working my phone again to make sure we get to where we're supposed to be. Thank you.
And thank you. And this is an appeal to all Manyu elements, particularly those who are residing here in the DMV. And irrespective of, again, those who are also out of the DMV, you are invited to attend. This is going to be a cultural jamboree, a showcase of what defines the proud people from the heartland or the banks of the Manyu River. Mr. President, I tend not to agree that the culture has been a little bit dormant and needs some level of revival. I believe that what we have done as a people to get our children who are born here to imbibe that culture in them, to assimilate that culture, that when you go to occasions now, you can see young, beautiful, mesmerizing young women exhibiting the moninkim what we popularly call the Nyanga dance. I think that as a community we have done well, but we want to make sure that more and more of these young people here could embrace that culture without shame. We see what other communities are doing. We see the imposition of what the Igbo have done in imposing their cultural manifestation globally. Is that the direction that we seem to be going?
Well, thank you very much for bringing that up, and you touched on a very sensitive topic, which is the youth. And this speaks to the very survival of the Manyu culture, the Manyu people as a whole residing abroad that are not home. It's true that we do occasionally witness when we go to functions, death celebrations, and other ceremonies, we find this display of the Manyu culture by the youth. That is a very interesting thing to note, and we're proud of it. But as a people, globally, I mean, collectively, we aren't doing such a good job when it comes to sitting together, all of us, because there are still challenges that we face as many people residing abroad, especially here in the United States. Our kids and our culture and our people, the generations to come to face a very potential risk of extinction if we do not collectively sit together as brothers and sisters, put aside our differences, and face these challenges together. For example, we need to understand that, a few of these girls, a few of these young women might be doing that, but globally, most of our kids are not even able to, there are several aspects of our culture that are dying. We might be showcasing that from time to time, but I see potential risk because to a great extent, our kids are not picking that up. Let's not be fooled by what the young women might do during some functions, but how many kids do we have here? And what are we doing as adults to get the kids involved? So we need to see that in the near future, something is going to happen if we do not take the necessary precautions. They will not even remember where they come from. They will not even remember not even a word in their native language, which is Kenyang or Jagam or the Buki, because we are not intentional in addressing that. We might preach that, oh, you speak, say it, teach your kids at home, but we need to have a conversation as adults. But that brings us to a whole new conversation because we have to come together first, we as adults, and face the reality. We need to hold hands, put aside our differences, showcase that culture, teach the kids, show them that we are together, we the adults. There has been a lot of division among us, and we need to put that aside, come together in order to lay the groundwork to be able to transmit our culture from us to future generations and the generations after our children and our grandchildren.
Thank you, Mr. President. Dr. Ernestine Anobi, I think I want to dovetail back to you. If you look at recently, the women within Manyu division, particularly those here in the diaspora, have been setting the tone when it comes to projection of the Manyu culture. I'm looking at Umema USA, I'm looking at Mowa USA, and you have a whole slew of other women organizations that are coming up. And you can see that the younger women are beginning to pick it up. But in most of these activities, like maybe bereavement, birthdays, graduations, where you have Manyu exhibition of that beauty of culture that defines the person from Manyu division, mostly you see young men absent. What is being done to make sure that, like the chief is saying, that we should not be fooled by the spasmodic, once in a while, appearances of these young ladies, whom to me have demonstrated how bold they are, even though they are limited in number. Would this revival through this festival begin to address that question? Is she muted?
Awu,
Go ahead.
can you hear me?
Yes.
Before I answer the question, I want to give a shout out to my Beatrice Awu of A Happy Place USA. She's the one that has been doing an amazing job in grooming our young girls. And there's some few boys too that she's grooming. So thank you, my Beatrice Awu, for making sure our manufacture does not die down. Now, to the question you asked me, this, I call it, how do we used to call it back home? Um, cultural, oh my goodness, it escaped my mind. The cultural jamboree that is coming up the 3rd and the 4th of July, I see it as a turning point in all things Manyu, in the DMV, in the diaspora. I see young men joining. I think after this event, we will see a great change. The first thing I have noticed is that we as a women, we've all come together. Our differences is not showing anymore. It doesn't matter whether we belong in a Umema, Moa, or any group. We've been working together as sisters and as mothers, as a foundation of the house. I think I know that that's a great thing that's happening in association, in our culture, in our Manu division. And I know from there, we're going to start seeing the difference. Hopefully, all our boys are listening, our parents, all of us, it's our duty as parents of our children from Manu division to get our children involved. They are excited. I inform my children at home, they are all excited. They're looking forward to Saturday, so we're all coming. And yesterday I was with the mothers from a member. They all are expressing the same excitement from their children. So finger crossed, we're hoping the ancestors are awake and alive and doing all they have to do to make sure we keep Manu culture alive. And there's so many different things, different variants in Manu that many people don't know. We're hoping that as we start this year, many people will discover that Manu division is not all about Ufuan Eru, Moninkim, and Nyankwe. There's a lot to be discovered.
I think hold that thought. I would like to get deeper into really getting to understand those variances that you alluded to. Let me get back here to Mr. Ernest Oben. You seem to be the heartbeat or the financial powerhouse. Is there a fee associated with attending this festival?
Thank you again, Chief Tabenyan Echu. Actually, I will not say a fee. This is something that we made it voluntarily. Some people have called me, I've received phone calls asking me, are we coming to pay a fee? I say no, but being a Manyu child, you have to show that patriotism, not to be left behind. So I always plead with them. I say, even though it's not compulsory, but at least we don't want to go take a loan to bring ourselves together, to commune together. And once I tell them, they become so realistic and reasonable. The next thing, they ask me what's the Zelle information, and I tell them. Some of them, I subscribe them immediately, and they pay. And the most interesting thing is, even my own son called me and said, Dad, are we supposed to pay? I said, yeah. and he sent a $50 cash app. That is very impressive. That is the community that we want to build. A community that will leave our children as our copycats. So that is why, like the chief said here, whatever has separated us is not as significant as what can bring us together. So let's come together as Manyu sons and daughters. This, they say, a journey of 10,000 miles begins with a step. This is a first step. Hopefully we're gonna do better, but the plea is we want all Manyu sons and daughters together.
So we are in essentially saying that there is a stipend, and I think this was popular demand by the people. The organizers initially would not have charged, but given that we have to foot the bills as far as location, security, insurance, and all that comes in the ancillary activities associated with a massive festival of this nature, we, the community, expressed their desire to support with a token fee of $50. I think before the end of the this show, we'll be having that link shared so that those who are still to get involved would be expected to join. So I'm going to continue, and Chief, I'm going to come back to you. What are some of the highlights? Because a festival, really, from my own knowledge of it, you have a series of activities that are going to be taking place. What are some of the major highlights? What should people expect when they walk into that hall, or from Friday, like you say, from the 3rd through the 4th of July? That is Independent weekend for those of us who are here in the US. It's a major holiday here. People can travel out of state from Virginia, Delaware, New Jersey, New York, because this is going to be massive for the Manyu community. What are some of the things that parents who will be bringing their children to come and see firsthand what really defines a Manyu person, like what Dr. Enombi is saying, the variances? What should people expect when they get to this jamboree?
Thank you again, Chief Tabinya, for that question, because it all comes down to what are the expectations as people get ready for this very important event. So first thing, there is a meet and greet. It's a 2-day event, just like you mentioned. On Friday, there is going to be a meet and greet, which is just a warm-up session, a warm-up activity. People just come together in an evening and share a drink and share pleasantries. And so on Saturday, we get into the real event. But this is what's going to happen. We have the event on Saturday is divided into 2 parts. The first, there's a daytime event, and the nighttime, the evening event. In the daytime, it's going to be open air at a park, and there are going to be the following activities. Number 1, there's going to be competitions. We have 4 subdivisions, and these 4 subdivisions are going to be playing soccer. We know that soccer is, we've played that all our lives. It's part and parcel of our tradition of the Manyu people. We used oranges as soccer balls. We used plantain leaves wrapped together and tied in a bundle to serve as soccer balls. So that has been our part of our life. So we're going to do that on that day. The 4 subdivisions are going to play against one another, and there is a cup, a prize for the champion of that soccer competition. And Mekadisi is a proud donor of that soccer with a sum of, I will not disclose the amount, but it's a huge amount for whoever wins that cup. We are equally going to have health fair, health screening. So people who do not have the luxury of seeing a doctor or seeing a health professional to evaluate and assess their health needs will have that opportunity. It's not going to be very conclusive, but it is going to be a starting point. And so they will have some adequate advice from health care professionals that will be um, championing that health fair. There is a very important women's event. It is called Tug of War. So all four subdivisions and even individual organizations like MOA, like UMEMA, and the subdivisions of women are going to be involved in that tug of war. And may I note that there is a prize donated by the First Lady of Mekadisi for the winner of that tug of war event. I'm not going to announce that prize, but it's a very encouraging prize. So women, get ready and train to go out there and win. There is equally going to be kids activities. So we have a set of women, and I really applaud those women who have decided to dedicate their time to be with the kids and just have the kids be able to witness, while at the same time having fun while these other things are going on. And I should not forget to mention the food exhibition, all the Manyu foods, all the tasty foods that you may have heard or may not have heard of will be in display on that day while every other thing is going on. So there will be tents, there will be tent-shot soup. Do not worry if you do not know what that means, but a lot of Manyu people do. For you invitees from the United States, from Jamaica, from Sierra Leone, from all over the world, you will have the opportunity to have a taste of that tasty tancha soup for an eru. And we're not going to go to other meals that are non-Manyu meals, but you will have a variety of all Manyu meals served on that day. I will not forget Wiriumenga, Nkubeto, and all of that. You will have that available. Then what else, Mr. Ennis? Did I forget something else?
The main event.
Oh, yeah. Now, the main event will be in the evening. That is going to be in a hall where the cultural display will actually take place. All the Manyu dances will be in display on that in the evening. The location will come out in a flyer so people will know where that's going to take place. But you have all the Manyu dances, the secret and the non-secret dances will all be out there for people to see and enjoy.
Dr. Ernestine, I heard the chief try to play into an area that I know he has no mastery of, talking about food. And I don't know when he has been doing food tasting or anything of that nature. So I'm coming back where it belongs. Not to say that the women are relegated in the kitchen, but if you're going to have a decent Manyu dish, they say married Manyu woman. I think you can hear that song from Release Bini. What are the highlights of what to expect in that display of the wide array of different Manyu foods, from what the chief have tried to tease our appetite to what people should expect during that display?
You. So we're going to leave the element of surprise. We cannot just put the cat out like that, and people have to come to discover what we have to display. The chief has already named a few. I'm not going to elaborate more on the food, but just know that Manyu division has a lot of different dishes that are going to be displayed on that day. So everybody should come to find out. If I start naming them here, I'm not sure if we will finish today. And people will get confused. So I'm just going to let it like that, so people should come to the event to discover that.
Doc, I think I'm going to beg you to try to do some people some langa. You have to do people some langa.
But do some people some langa. Okay.
I want the truth. There are people who don't know about More War, and they want to come in there and do some pong, and not only in BI. Make some people know that it's not only about Eru. I don't eat Eru anyway. I will be looking for BI or some More War. So it's just like a teaser We're not asking that
Yeah.
blow it open. No, just give us a teaser so that Oben can come in and swallow some fufu on that day. You don't want him saying that I don't even know what I'm going to eat there.
On that note, so everybody have to come in. If you come in to swallow fufu, be ready to use your hand. Don't use any fork or knife. The ancestors will not be happy. So, like you said, we have Bongore War, no Tanchot, Movechi, MPI. People don't know about that. It's not only about fufu and eru.
Correct.
The menu, we have a lot of variant, not just only with food, even with dances, a lot of stuff that people should come and discover.
Oh, Ernest, let me come back to you here. The chief talked about the meet and greet on Friday. What are some of the special activities? Would that be networking, getting to exchange ideas? Because again, Manyu is defined by a lot of talent. Here the chief reference football. Yeah, you have great talent when it comes to football, like Ndibakam, late Tato, Sapayos, and a whole lot of these young talented Noyoung, Taeyong in I think it was Sasuna or something like that in Spain. So I think it is an all a full array of activities from the soccer to the health fair, which is, I think, it is very important that our people stay in the loop of what is happening in their own personal lives as far as health is concerned. And I think it's laudable that the organizers thought that it would be very important to get our people who may not be opportune to have health insurance to have a first stop, an assessment of medical doctors from some of the greatest institutions here in the US. I know of brilliant minds from our own community who are in the National Institute of Health, in NIH, George Washington Hospital, John Hopkins, Georgetown, and a lot of these doctors in nursing practice, nurse practitioners. So it's a community that is highly endowed when it comes to that aspect. So having an event like that to go in line with a festival of this nature is laudable. So, Mr. Endes, what would really happen on Friday?
Okay, again, thank you, Chief Tabenyang Echu. On Friday, like it is slated on the program, is a meet and greet. That means we are all coming from different areas, different counties, different locations. It's good to come together, shake hands in preparation for the next day. Something can come up that we probably could be missing, and we can fill the gap as soon as possible. And with the other activities, I mean, the chief sitting here and the professional online Dr. Ernestine Nombi Bisong, I think she knows. I don't want to go into the field that I don't have no experience. The medical aspect, the medical element of it, she can deal with it. Mr. Chief Tabenyang, you said it all. We have all those professionals from the big institutes, universities here in the United States. You know, that has been a tradition before, but it slipped away. But eventually, this coming together, we're trying to revive not just the culture, but those other aspects as you have named, so that we know some of us don't have health insurance, they are sick, they might not be able to even go to the hospital. So that would be an opportunity during the health fair for them to get tested for simple things like blood sugar, hypertension, so that before they get caught off guard, at least they must have been given the idea that they should watch out. But the meet and greet is very important. Just we don't know who is coming. Like you said, I've received contributions from people out of state. What does that mean? It indicates that some of those people might be in our midst. So it's good when they come at that meet and greet, at least they get something to eat rather than go eat McDonald's and whatever. And the place where we are meeting is like our African kitchen. We know there will be a lot there to eat, socialize that evening while we prepare ourselves for the next day. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm going to direct this question to you, Mr. President, and Dr. Ernestine Enombi. Recently, there have been concerns raised within the wider community of our young women, for the first generation Manyu people who got here into the US. Some of these kids are now adults, and like some Nigerian people always joke that they can commit adultery. But we seem to see them more and more drifting towards getting married to particularly the Yoruba people. They, like that Friday, would we see some of these young women and young men between the ages of 20 to 30 or even 35? Because if we don't begin to provide an enabling environment for them to meet, we risk the fear that you expressed in the beginning that we might be heading towards extinction. Because if more and more of our young men are getting married to some other foreign tribes, even though there's nothing wrong there, but a culture determines that you have to protect your own heritage. Would this Friday meet and greet see us bring some of these first, second generation Manyu kids who are young professionals now? Because if you look at most of these cultural organizations, they are made up of really people who migrated directly from Cameroon or from the division and settled over here. It's hard for us to begin to see that we are actually integrating the children who were born here, so that we create a platform for them to exchange. This question goes to you and Dr. Ernestine Enombi.
Thank you again, Chief Tabanyangachu, for touching on this very, very important point. It is very crucial for the survival of the Manyu people. From your experience, it's not different from my experience. And this matter has really been at the center of our discussions in the Manyu meeting, the Mekadisi meeting. And we started by creating or encouraging the kids, our second generation or third generation kids, to come together. And there actually is in existence a young Manyu, we call them, that's the name they go by, the young Manyu. That is in existence. And so these are kids who are in college. Some just graduated from college. Some are about to go to college. And so there is actually a forum where they meet and they socialize. At one point, the Kadisi even sponsored, we called them and told them, you guys want to meet, get to know one another, plan for whatever activity you want. If you need assistance, meet us. And the kids came up one day and said, we need $500 because we're planning a cookout just to know ourselves. And that was surprising. I was like, $500? And of course they said, yes, we can afford the rest by ourselves. Now, what does this mean? This means that there has to be a forum where the kids get to meet and know one another in the community setting. Now, if we do not handle that with intentionality, the kids will get to meet their future partners, like you mentioned, at school, at prom parties, where they get to meet every other kid from all over the world. And because they have not been given an opportunity, organized and encouraged by us for them to meet periodically, meet and know one another, they would never get to know themselves. And so it would not be surprising that they end up getting married to people from non-Manyu people. It's not like there is anything particularly bad with that, because love is love. Where you find it, you go for it. But at the same time, you would want your community to thrive and populate. And so it would be a good thing if our kids can also think of meeting, because they could also find that love at home if we do that. So that meet and greet, we are encouraging our young man. They are aware of that. They will come together and they will meet us at that meet and greet as well. But that's not only that's not the only avenue where they will meet. They would meet where they choose to. They organize a cookout. They may organize a trip to go to somewhere and have fun. That is, we are not telling them you must come to a Manu meeting for you to meet. Oh no, we let them do their thing and get to explore different ways of meeting one another. I am sitting here. I am proud. My daughter is married to a Nigerian. She's happily married, of course. But again, I have another daughter. I would also like her to not go very far from home, get married to a Manu man if she has to. But if she doesn't, then we have to create that opportunity where they get to meet, and
Yeah.
for that to happen.
And Chief, I hear you loud and very strongly.
But let me just add one thing,
Go ahead.
Chief Tabinya. I just want to add that the kids that are in Young Manu, or they are not. There's no condition that your parent has to be in Mekadisi for you to belong to Young Manu. That forum is open, and for those of you who are not aware of it, you can talk to. I'll give a phone number. Just call me, and I'll give you a phone number for the kid, for the phone number of a kid, or not a kid anymore. It's a young man, in his
young professionals.
yes, late 20s, that you can call. So he would add your child's name on that forum, and keep them updated on any events that they are planning to have.
And I think this is the essence of a festival, Dr. Ernestine Enombi, for us to not only go in there, eat and dance, but to strategize on how we can network, take advantage of that multitude of people, see the professionals, because again, we have people with different backgrounds. These young kids, some of them just getting into the universities, some graduating, also need some direction. In as much as with the AI generation, everybody is trying to figure things out themselves, but you cannot negate the hand of guidance. It is critical. I have this feeling that we are maybe short-chaining ourselves when it comes to these kids, because when you go to an event like that, they call all of us uncles. And they wouldn't understand that even though we call ourselves uncles, they can, my kid and Uben's kid can really be friends, and it turns out to be something better. How do we begin to pass these messages to them subtly? That in as much as you call you Auntie Ernestine and Auntie Pauline, you guys are really not too much related. So you and the other one can actually do something, and we would be happy to see that we are keeping our own within our own, the confines of our own heartland.
That out of my mouth. I would say we need to preserve the Manyu genes, very bright, beautiful, and brilliant genes. And the only way we can do that is to do what we're already doing. Just like Prince Enoibika mentioned, the Mecca has the Manyu youth, and Umema has the Umema youth. We're doing the same thing with the ladies. And as you said, that's something that we've been discussing too. We have been in a way pushing our children out with the way we have instilled our Cameroonian culture in them by making them calling everybody auntie and uncle. So when they meet, they think this is my brother and sister. So we have to, moving forward, clearly define our relationship. I'm already doing that to my kids at home. I explain to them, although you call this auntie, she is not auntie by blood. It's just a cultural thing. You have to respect her by calling her auntie. This one here is your true auntie. So call auntie, call uncle, but know that if anything should happen between you and that auntie and uncle's son or daughter, you shouldn't think that you're committing some incest or so. So hopefully, as we are coming together, we will use that opportunity to educate our youth. Um, Let them know that without intermarrying within Manyu culture, we will go extinct. So that's one of the discussion we need to seriously have with our kids as we grow older and hand over to them.
A very important conversation to have. We're gonna go for a short break, and immediately when we come back, we're gonna receive some feedback for those who are interested to contribute or ask questions to the studio audience. And Dr. Nombi, who is joining us remotely, please keep your questions. There's a number that has been shared on the live show. Please put a call and we would attempt to answer your question if it is a very important contribution that you want to make. But I would plead that you keep it short and simple because of the amount of time that we have. Lati. We are back in the studio with the president of Mecca DC and the entire team of the Manyu Cultural Festival that is slated to take place from the 3rd through the 5th of 4th of July. I know there are people who always want to hang around and continue the enjoyment, so we can push it through the 5th. You can see, but not at our cost. Through the 4th of July, this weekend, for a display of not only the dancing prowess and the pride of the people from the banks of the Manyu River going down through the Monaya River, we would be receiving people from all over the 50 states here, even from Canada, who would be enjoying that cultural festival. So you are all invited. At this time, we're going to attempt to receive some contributions online, questions, if there are any. The number that was shared again was 240-462-2696. The Chief Prince Enobika, Dr. Ernestine Enombi, and Mr. Ernest Oben are ready to take your questions. If you have contributions, they would greatly welcome on ways to enhance the importance of the showcase that they have planned for this weekend. So the lines are now open. Chief, while the lines are open and we are anticipating questions to come online, any final thoughts for this first of its kind festival that is dedicated to represent the pride of the Manyu people, their cultural exhibition, but their ability also to network and explore opportunities in how to strengthen their communities here in the DMV and in the diaspora at large?
Absolutely. The thoughts, or the one main thought that comes to mind, is togetherness. You know, there is so much that can be achieved if we all come together. When it comes to culture exhibitions, we see that sporadically when we go to events, to functions, we see some display of culture. It's true that it's not all the culture that is exhibited when we go to these events, but that's one thing that this cultural festival is going to achieve. So many aspects of our culture are going to be on display, unlike what we generally see when we go to functions. So, but the one thing that is able to make that happen is for the adults that we are to finally set aside whatever differences, things that have divided us, and come together and just try to assess what have we achieved during this time that we have been at arm's length with one another. What have we achieved? Have we lost anything? If you have to assess your achievements, it should not necessarily be in terms of how much money you now have in your personal bank account. It should not be in terms of what kind of degrees you have pursued and earned. It should not be in terms of what you have achieved for your family and yourself. It is also important, it is very important to notice, most importantly, because of what you have achieved in terms of contributions to the community. That is what will last longer than your life. That is what will survive you. Whatever you have achieved personally will not survive you. It goes as soon as you go to your eternal rest. But when it comes to what you did for your community, that will survive for generations and generations after you've gone. So it is important that we keep this momentum of togetherness, because what this demonstrates, this festival has demonstrated, is that we are finally in the DMV coming together as brothers and sisters of the same house, of the same family, to sit and just share some nice moments, display our culture, but most importantly, remember that we are a family and that there is more we can achieve by being together than by being separate. Not just for us, but for our kids as well, because Manyu will still be Manyu, and Manyu should live forever.
Thank you, Chief. And to piggyback to you, as I turn over to Dr. Nesine Nombi, Doc, I think I hear the Chief very loudly, that the level of education that we have acquired, the level of experience and the exposure really becomes insignificant if we do not put that into use in moving our own communities forward. In as much as we celebrate individual achievements, it is paramount and significantly important that we look at what we have left in the communities that we come from. And I think in this instance, the Manyu community, what is it that we have impacted, the imprints that we have left, the most important things that we are inculcating into the next generation. What are your final thoughts?
Thank you. This is something, if someone had asked me a couple of years back, 3 or 4 years ago, I would have said, nope, that cannot happen. This is a very, very exciting time for my division. It is. I am really excited that we are able to overlook our differences to come together. See, my mother, when she came and met me here, I was one of those that was focused on achieving for myself. She sat me down and she said it in a dialect. She said, the person's wealth is not mentioned by how much money you have in your bank account. She said, it must always be people first. People first, then things, then money. She said, join your cultural groups, invest in your community, let the world remember you by your impact in your community, not by the many degrees you have accumulated. Yeah, so this is something that coming together we will have to pass down to our children. In addition to our Manyu culture, we have to instill the spirit of community, especially living in this world of individualism. We have to help them to understand that, like they say in Kenya, that together we are stronger than divided. So hopefully by the time we're done with this, there will be a lot of difference in the mindset. Thank you.
And thank you, Mr. Ernest Oben. I think before I get to your final thoughts, I would definitely have to come back to the chief, not to allow you to close the show. The address is for Friday and Saturday, and how could people making the stipend in support of the funds that we need to make sure that this festival really comes out the way we want it to be, big, let me say, Trump bigly, and have people enjoy themselves and go back and ask for more, so that we don't sleep on our laurels. Immediately after this conference is gone, we should be anticipating the next festival for next year. So can you give the audience and all the viewers watching us globally from Mamfe, from Tinto, from Akwaya, from Eyumojok, Sanarati to Cork, right down to the coastal cities where most of our people are. And then here in the United States, particularly in the DMV, most people will be strolling to participate or attend the event this weekend.
That was to you.
Yeah, Dennis, that was you.
Oh, is that me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Thank you, Mr. Ichu Tabenya. One thing I would say is unity is strength. I say so just like Dr. Ernestine said. The reason I say so is because being a member of the finance committee, I see the money that we are raising. That tells you that if we unite, we gain more strength. It would not have been possible for one person to come up with a sum of money that we have. It's almost the budget that was budgeted for this event. We almost have it. So we know there are people who can come out with that money and it means nothing to them. But that would have not shown us the eagerness of the community coming together. Because contributions that are coming, $50 here, $50 here, really doesn't matter. But what matters is from whom those monies are coming from. Children, mothers, fathers, grandmothers, grandfathers. What does that tell you? There is eagerness of togetherness. We know we are in the technology world. They don't know Cash App, Zelle. But they are telling people, I receive money, they say for the Mamadis. This money is for Mamadis. It has never happened in our community. I've been here in this country for over 20 years. When I came here, I was opportune to see a list of Manyu members in the DMV. There were about 200. I'm talking of 20 years ago. So right now, I think we outnumber, Mr. Ichu Tabenyang, correct me if I'm wrong, we outnumber about 700 in this DMV area. Imagine if we embark on a project, say, we need a community hall, and each person should come out with $20 times 700. Is that not enough money? So that is what we need. So like everyone has said, everything that has passed, we are going to turn a page and start a new page moving forward. And hopefully, like I've told even the prince sitting here, that preparation for next festival should begin on August the 1st of this year, so that we prepare grounds for a much larger crowd. Who knows, it might instill to other states, and eventually we become united again like we used to be, like what we came here and met. So thank you so much.
The address for the Friday location and the Saturday location, I think you can see that on the screen, but I think...
right, the addresses are not yet there, but I can give you the address for sure. The address of the Friday meet and greet is going to be 6409 Grandeur Place, Bowie, and that's going to be at my residence. So I don't know if that could be shared on the screen, but the flyer is going to come out. It's going to be at my residence, 6409 Grandeur Place in Bowie. The Saturday event, I don't have the address offhand, but that's equally going to be shared on the flyer. And equally, the afternoon event of Saturday, the park, is also going to be shared on the flyer. Okay. But I just wanted to say something. I just want to thank all the donors who are donating. We know that one challenge that people have had in the past has been trust. You don't trust who is handling, who is in charge of your money. It doesn't matter how much, but community money has sometimes been very attractive to individual pockets. This time around, you decided to give us a chance. We the organizers of this event. We have promised you trust, and trust you will get. There is full accountability. The money that's coming in is online. If anybody does not see their name and they contributed, raise an alarm. Don't go online and say my money. You may not just have had that update from the finance department, but call them, and that will be updated. As far as the use of that money is concerned, that equally will be very transparent. It will be decided in the public place, not behind closed doors. You will see how that money was spent. Now, talking about how that money will be spent, we want that money to be spent the way you want it to be spent. The organizing team does not have any monopoly of wisdom about what should be provided. We only have this much wisdom. We welcome suggestions from the public. Call somebody and say, hey, I would suggest that we add this. I would suggest that we include this. I would suggest that instead of buying 5 boxes of water, it's going to be hot on Saturday, very hot. Could we make provision for 20 boxes of water just to help provide an idea? So be part of the organization as well.
Thank you. Thank you, Chief. And thank you, Dr. Ernestine Enombi, who joined us remotely. Thank you, Mr. Ernest Oben. Again, Mr. Ernest Oben is an insurance agent. If you want to discuss about all your insurance needs, from auto insurance, life insurance, and everything insurance, you can reach out to Mr. Ernest Oben with Shalom Agency LLC. We want to thank you, all our audience, and we invite you to massively be part of this great and wonderful initiative from the people of Manyu Division. This weekend, we understand it's going to be a very busy weekend, but we want that weekend to be busy with the people of Manyu Division. Come in and have fun on Friday, meet, network, greet, and socialize. For those of you who are single, don't hesitate to show up there. There will be free, a lot of beautiful Manyu women and young men. For those who would want to eat on Saturday, you can take enema because we're not going to carry the food to go back home. It is very important. Manyu people are known for their hospitality and their embrace of other cultures. So this event is open to the public. Please show up in your numbers. We do not have enough gratitude to say thank you, but we're going to attempt to say thank you for being part of this movement. And I want to thank the president of Mecca DC, Prince Enobika, and his team of leaders within that organization. I want to thank all the village associations who are part of this initiative. The UMEMA USA, or the UMEMA, the ones here in DMV, MOA, Global, MOA here in the DMV, the Women of Grace, and all other groups that have demonstrated interest to promote the culture of Manyu. To all our medical practitioners, from the doctors to the pharmacists and to the nurse practitioners, the registered nurses, all across the board, we want to say thank you, and we are looking forward to be with you, engage constructively as we move towards building a resilient community and getting our kids to understand that it is important. A person without a cultural background, as we say, you are lost. Every day you will see African Americans going back to the continent, to Ghana, to Benin, some even to Cameroon, to trace their ancestral roots. We have the opportunity that we can see our own parents, our own grandparents are here as a direct link to that wonderful place called Manyu. Come and witness the mesmerizing Moninkim dancers, the sacredness of the Ekpe society, the wonders of the culinary attributes from that beautiful land this weekend. On that, I want to thank our studio and technical director, Mr. Jules Lati, for providing us this platform to have a conversation with our people. Thank you and good night.